Riveting content. Empowering your life. Welcome to The Sphere. This episode is sponsored by
Smile Design Studios. Smile Design Studios, family and cosmetic dentistry, offers numerous treatments meant to maintain, heal, and customize your smile. Call us today at 281-969-7388 or visit our website at www.sdshouston.com.
Houston Housewives of Finance. For more information on increasing your cash flow, becoming your own money manager, and to schedule your complimentary personal finance strategy, contact the Houston Housewives of Finance today at 1-844-700-4463. Looking to advertise? Join the Sphere's vast demographic reach of thousands of people all over the world. Send an email today to advertise@thesphere.tv or call us at area code 832-772-7789.
What up, what up? Welcome back to That Boom Bap. I'm your host, Gary Lee, also known as G Hawkins. Of course, you can find me anywhere online. We Facebook, we Twitter, we Instagram, Snapchat my ass off at G Hawkins. That's G Hawkins with the Z. And I'm with the main man, Reem Supreme.
What up, man?
What up, Reem?
You went
How
out
you
of
feeling,
sequence.
man?
We got
There's a reason why. Because,
Okay.
you know, you already
Okay.
know. You know the game. Yeah.
Just staying
Yeah.
on point. You know what, man? Listen, what up, y'all? It's your boy, Kareem. So appreciate the meeting we had just a little while ago because what y'all don't understand, man, is, you know, when we started this, there was a little, you know, it wasn't a lot of really dope hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Like we had to really search and crawl and then look for it.
Talk
You know what I
about
mean?
it. Talk about it.
To bring it to the forefront how
Now
we do.
shit's crazy.
Now it's so much, man, that
Talk
I'm
about
getting
it.
emotional. Like I gotta make sure that we rep this shit right. Like
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, we're right.
and I'm going to G. You know what I'm saying, y'all? I'm going to G, and G is calming me down. Like nah, bro, we got it. You know what I'm saying? We do what we do, how we do it for the people.
Talk about
whether
it.
we like it, whether we don't, whether it's hot, whether it's not. We have to be that authority. We have to be that you know, that voice. You know what I'm saying? So pen and paper time. Let's respect the DJ.
Ooh,
what up, man?
It's a great day, man. I'm excited. You know, I always get excited when it comes to this particular show. And for those that are tuned in right now, Facebook Live, we want to say what's up to you all.
What up, what up?
Make sure y'all hop y'all ass in chat. We see a few there. Junius, Junius, you a G. You hit me with that Apollo
Yo,
Brown.
G, thank
I appreciate
you, bro.
It
It was Christmas.
Okay, yeah, same shit. So shout out to you, B Terry. We see you in the building. Mo's in the building with the eyes. We see you, love. We appreciate the support, the patronage, everything you all do. But it's respect the DJ. Y'all know how we doing this. This is number 11 this year. Or excuse me, number 10 this year.
Yeah.
Respect the DJ series.
Yeah.
And we've got someone special in the building. I know you've got a story that you want to share. Oh no! I got that.
Okay.
Because I want to bring. I got to do it right when I bring her in for this. But I know you got a story that you want to share with the people before you say this young man's name.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I moved here for good in 2002, summer 2002. And at the time, I didn't have a job, so I was hustling, you know. Nothing illegal. Wasn't illegal. I was selling Gucci and Louis and, you know, bags and buckets and all of that. I popped the trunk, you know. And at the time, my cousin was staying in New York, and he was managing rappers and rap groups. And he had this one group called Paper Chase Mob. Shout out to V. Dot, Code Red. Love that group, man. Them dudes were dope. So one night, I'm in the parking lot, you know, after the club. Well, at this point, during the club. I had a connect inside this club where the dude would sell clothes and, you know, consignment. You know what I'm saying?
There it is.
Yeah, you know, hustling. And I ran into this dude, and I was like, yo, that's dude. You know, outside. He's doing his job. You know, he's going live and everything. This is before Facebook, before you could go live on Facebook. He was going live on the radio. And, you know, I approached him, and he gave me his time, man, and I really appreciated it. I was like, yo, man, I got this group. You know, I showed him the CD. I was like, yo, they dope, man, and you know, I'm just trying to get on. And you know, what advice can you give me? And you was like, you don't need it. You're doing it right now. Like, you're in the music business right now. This is what it is.
That's a gem for
You're already doing it.
That's a gem.
So even though Paper Chase Mob didn't blow,
they had you doing all the footwork.
even though they didn't blow, I still kept that piece of advice from him because, you know, I saw him out there on his grind. He saw me out there on mine, and he gave me that advice. So whether it was Louis Vuitton or whether it was a CD or now if it's a website, I still have that same mentality. So without further ado, and another thing I wanted to mention too, he's one of the dopest motherfucking DJs. You know, I hold DJs really to a high level.
Indeed.
And yeah, you got to bring it. And you know, coming down from New York, I was like, damn, man, like, you know, I don't really rock with this music. It was like night and day. And then he would get on and he would mix and he would cut and he would scratch and then he would throw some reggae on, and I was like, yo, that's the guy. That's why when I saw him that night, you know, finally I'll get to see him. I was like, wow. You know, he's right there. Like, I could go talk to him. So I really appreciate that. So without further ado,
we're bringing in none other than Layla E and DJ
GT
GT Mayne.
What's good?
It's only because we share a camera, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now
I
listen,
want to bring y'all in together.
I
first.
wanted to throw it up there because I had no idea what you was going to do.
Yeah, it wasn't nothing special. I just didn't want to bring it in and pop it back. It didn't make sense. So
yeah,
I
it
wanna
would have
bring y'all
been
in
weird. I
together,
would
the
have to
love.
like come to your
I
section.
know. We may change that up next time.
Yeah, we
GT,
may.
what up, my G?
What's
up,
good,
G?
man? What's good?
How you feeling, brother?
I'm good, man. That story, that's I like that story because it's like I always try to drop gems when people talk to me in the streets, but I never know what I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
But whatever I say, it comes from the heart. So
Authenticity.
when I said it to you, it's from the heart. And
Yeah,
like,
it was Club 713 on
okay,
West Park and Gaston.
I know that right. I know
Dang.
exactly where. I know
Yeah,
exactly where.
Dude, like,
What year was this again?
it was,
02?
it was summer 2002. Like, I'm a fan. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a fan of you first because
Appreciate
of
it,
what
yeah.
you do and how you do it. So, yeah, I remember that like the back of my hand.
That's crazy, man. Cause like in it, like you said, you was getting your hustle on. In any hustle, whether it's music or whether it's merchandise, you got to touch people.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's the key to all of this. You got to touch people. Even this podcast, you touching people. People tuned in on Facebook, you know, they looking, they comment, and if you're not touching people and whatever you're doing, you're failing, you know. So that's probably, I'm pretty sure that's why I told you that. And when I told you that's before smartphones and everything, when I said it to you, you know.
Yeah, that's real rap. Ironically, we just had a conversation on Startup Masters on Tuesday about impact and about making impact. And anything you do in life, you should be making some type of impact. If you're not doing that, then you're not really succeeding in life. So you speak to that, man. Right. And I know we want to dive deep, and obviously we got people tuned in on Facebook Livers. Facebook Livers, y'all got any questions for DJ GT Mayne in the building? Please make sure y'all drop those questions in chat so we can get those answered. Alanis says you want to hit one of her favorite DJs.
What up,
and
Alanis?
B Terry said your shit's illegal, my G.
Yeah.
Let's keep it a buck. But DJ, take us back.
Ain't nobody ask him nothing, man.
at all.
So you was Dapper Dan, kind of, huh?
Real rap.
Yeah.
GT, take us back in time, my G. Make it plain for us, when did you fall in love with hip hop? And how did that influence you in making the decision to become a DJ?
Not a problem. I fell in love with hip hop. All right, to know me, I got to tell you the history now. So I was born and raised in Brooklyn, New York. I moved to Houston at the age of 13. But I was born in Flatbush, Brooklyn, and my mom worked at a hospital, St. Elizabeth Hospital in the Bronx, and she worked with I can't forget Green, Miss Green was her last name, right? Well, ironically enough, Miss Green's son was Master G from Sugar Hill Gang. So like, I remember for Christmas, all I wanted was a box. We called it a box, you know, radio, boom box. And so my mom got me the box. I remember opening it up, unwrapping, they had the radio, and then it had these 2 cassettes. And she was like, put the cassette in. I'm like, I'm thinking it's a blank cassette. Yeah. Put the cassette in. And it was Rapper's Delight before, you know, before it had even like hit the stores, because it was only on the radio at the time, BLS and Kiss at the time.
Kiss FM.
And put it in, and that was my life right there. That day, I knew that whatever this genre of music is,
Yeah.
it's going to be my life
Right.
for the rest of my life.
Wow.
Like I would sit out, on the back then we had on the stoop. They call it a stoop. Sit out there on the
Absolutely.
stoop in New York, and I just be booming the radio. You know what I'm saying? So I still remember. I was just talking about this with Funky Larry the other day on the air.
Mm-hmm.
I still remember the first record that I got. The first record I got, Cap. I always hung with older people.
Yeah.
So a cat named Steve gave me my first record, which was a 45. It was Parliament Knee Deep. And then the first record I bought was at this record store on Church Avenue, Ladies Night, Cool in the Gang Ladies Night. First record I bought, I was like probably in like the 3rd grade. Because back then, when you had parties at school, they used to have you bring your own records to school, and you go to the library, check out the phonograph or whatnot. So that was always me. I would always go check out the phonograph, everybody's party at school, and I played the music. Same thing growing up in my house. Like my birthday is August 31st. My family's from Trinidad. I'm the first one born in the United States in my family.
Nice.
So
Shout
my-
out to Trinidad.
Right. So my birthday is Trinidad's Independence Day.
Nice.
So growing up, we always had a birthday party for me during the day. Then it turned into like an adult party, Independence Day adult party at night.
That's
I would
pretty
be
dope.
sitting. My father would give me like a stack of records, and I'd be sitting back then. You had to put the record on, put the needle on, let it play to the end.
Yeah.
Take the record off. That way.
Yeah.
So, but that was me. So I learned music doing that. Like I learned labels. I knew all the different record labels. Just and I started reading credits, and I
Yeah.
started reading who produced what and whatnot.
The
So,
intelligence behind the
right.
music.
So
How
as
old were you
as
at
a
that
kid,
time?
back then I was like every bit of like 7, 8 years old doing this.
Wow.
So
That speaks volumes right
that
there.
was that was my foundation of
Yeah.
music. And then I had an uncle and a cousin who they were DJs, so I should just watch them, and not even knowing that I was just absorbing everything in my mind. Like I should just absorb everything. So fast forward a few years, by the age of 13, we moved to Houston, and now
That had to be a culture shock too.
very much culture shock. You're going from
understand.
as a kid. I'm going from catching a train, bus anywhere in New York I want to
Yeah.
go to now we didn't even move directly to Houston. We lived in Spring, Texas.
Oh
Ooh.
God.
I'm out
That
there.
ain't what it was today.
Yeah, back then it was back then it was, oh my God,
Actual
it was
horses
like
out there.
I used
No,
to
I'm
just
just
cry
kidding.
for real. Like I'm like, yo, I can't even. There's no mass transit. I can't get on the bus.
Yeah.
I can't get nowhere. If nobody come pick you up, you stuck. And so you meet people and like, where you live, Spring? Like, oh man, I
That's
would.
far.
Some people ain't trying to
No.
cross I-10, let
Exactly.
alone go up to fucking Spring.
Out the loop.
But I found a way. So I learned so quickly. I would started dropping my mom. Like my mom taught me how to drive. So real quick, she worked during the week Northwest Medical Center in Spring, but on the weekends she worked at St. Luke's on the weekend. So this one particular Sunday, I drop her to work, and I'm coming out McGregor Boulevard or McGregor, whatever street, whatever boulevard, whatever.
Yeah.
And I was really admiring houses because I had read an article in Ebony about that particular neighborhood being top 10 richest black, neighborhoods, McGregor.
Yeah.
So I'm riding, I'm looking at houses like, wow, I got some big houses, nice yards out here. And I'm riding. And then the street ends. And when it ends, I see this park with all these people. I'm like, yo, what's no way. And let me say this. Back then, I used to travel Houston just looking for black people because we lived in Spring. Like one of maybe 5 black families out there, you know what I'm saying? So excluding Old Town Spring, but just the Spring, the subdivisions and whatnot, we were like probably like 1 of 5 or 8 black families. So anyway, so I come across this park. It was McGregor Park in its heyday.
Nice.
And I pull in there and I'm like, yo, that changed my life right
Yes,
there
indeed.
because I met brothers like Wicked Cricket and Willie D all in McGregor Park.
R.I.P.
The
Wicked
OG.
Cricket,
Yeah,
man.
and Wicked Cricket used to walk around with like this little notebook. Like they used to have these ciphers, rhyme ciphers. And he like, you had to sign a notebook, you want to get in there and rhyme. So like, started doing all that, you know what I'm saying? And like, so there started my my Houston hip hop evolution right there. You know what I'm saying? So
Did that also start your rapping?
it started my rapping. It
Yeah.
started my rapping. I remember my first time I bust a verse in public was at Tillwell Park. They used to have these concert park jams in the series, 1590 Raps, KYK. They used to have these in the park, whatever. And like only people that knew I could rap was like people I went to school with and whatnot. So one day we out there in Tillwell Park, they had us this pack. And like they're like, oh, we're gonna have a rap contest, and everybody that knew me like, get in there,
Get
I'm
in
like,
there.
No, never
Ain't
did this
doing
in
that.
public. I stick to the bedroom
had
in the
faith in
cafeteria. Get in there, like, and I did it, and like, soon as I start hearing, I'm like, whoa.
Do you remember
Doing
any
it.
of it?
Oh no!
Come on,
no,
give us some.
I think the name of the verse was the GI Groove or something like that. I know it's stuff, of course, back then started with my name. My name was GT, you know, back then, but I don't remember too much of the
Classic.
line. But anyway, so from that, I started just going anything that was hip hop. I started going to skating ring, Rainbow, you know what I'm saying? Super
Lockwood.
Skates, Lockwood, anywhere. They had a spot called the Big Apple on South Park. I used to drive away from Spring. I'm every bit of 14, 15. I had no business being in a lot of clubs, right?
You had no business being behind the wheel.
I was good at that. I was real good at driving. But anyway, this is a true story. So it's so ironic I'm doing this podcast because just this week I'm watching for the second time, but they had they added 2 more versions of the Houston and the Miami. They added 3: Miami, the Bay Area, and Houston on Evolution of Hip Hop on Netflix.
Absolutely, right.
And I'm watching it, and when they get to the Houston, it really bugged me out because what I'm talking about is like I was there. So they're talking about the Rhinestone Wrangler. That was the club that really made me because back then they had the world famous Rap Attack hosted by Steve Fournier. Well, and they had on the Netflix documentary they had Romeo Poet and Willie D on it, and I remember that I was there. And there used to be this other group called RMG, and they changed the name to the College Boys. I used to think they were so dope. Like they used to like, it was 2 of them. One dude around, the other one was the beatbox. And they actually got signed to a label. I want to say Virgin Records back then. You know what I'm saying? They changed it into the College Boys. But I said all that to say this: I won one night. And when you back then, when you won, you had a free lifetime membership. You never had to pay to get into the club again.
Oh, wow.
So what happened was, I'm 15, so no one never questioned me by my age. All they knew was it was GT, yo, he won the contest, yo,
Shit,
he's good.
you driving already?
So
Yeah.
I'm in there. I'm every bit of 15 back in the Rhinestone Wrangler, and I'm like, yo, it's like people that I like to this day that I like. Idol back then, but they'll never know. Like I used to see Akeem Olajuwon in the club and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? And like I remember going to the bar, and not even know what to order to drink. Like I just heard somebody say, "Yo, give me a Long Island tea." I'm like, "Yo, let me get one of those too. Let me get let me get one of those.
Lifetime membership.
Out of there, Long Island iced tea, 15 years old. But anyway,
Start sipping this
I said all that
iced
to
tea.
say this. Yeah, right. I know, it's nothing like tea. It's
Not at all.
But that club was like Houston hip hop. If you made it at that club, you were official. And like I said, I won that one time, and it made me official, and I never looked back. And I used to go, back then the DJ was RP Cole, and I used to just go listen to him DJ, just stand by the DJ, but I didn't care about nothing else. All I cared about was the music. Whoever was DJing, if I thought it was dope, which, you know, Lonnie Mack, RP, took me under his wing, I used to just watch. And then I'd go home, and I emulate everything that I saw and heard until I got it.
Yeah.
You know, and so once I got it, so I started out, of course, doing, you know, high school parties for my school. I went to my first 2 years at Spring, then my graduate second 2 years at Nimitz High. By the time I got to Nimitz, I was official. Like I was in it now by this point. And high school, yeah.
And you were
like,
doing both. You were still rapping and DJing.
I was still rapping and DJ.
Yeah.
I always rapped and DJ. That was always my motto. Like, yo, I got 2 elements of hip hop. I'm a master. That was always my MO. I could never break dancing. I could never just get it. I could do it. I could pop it, but I could never just master it. But I'm like, I'm gonna master these 2 elements of hip hop.
Yeah.
Nice. So that was the thing. And so high school parties, I was doing them. I remember $75 a party. Like I think about it. I'm like, damn, I was packing equipment and DJing out, but you didn't care because it was like back then. It was like the love, the passion, you know, the passion and the love.
And I'm gonna get paid.
And I'm $75. I'm in school too.
That was
yo.
icing on the cake.
Yeah, exactly.
And you were the cool kid in school.
Man, yo, everybody. By the time I got to Nimitz, man, I was like, because by this point, I went to a school. I went to Nimitz's brother's name. His name was Curly. I can't think of his full name. I just remember Porter. But anyway, so far as radio is concerned, he actually changed my life as far as radio because Curly, we knew on the way to school every morning we were going to hear Curly on the morning show on the radio. Jim the Snowman was on the morning show at the time. And every morning, I don't know how he did it, we would hear Curly on the radio on our way to school. Like, how's he on the radio every morning? So what happened was he invited our Jim Snowman to our school, to Nimitz, come speak at our class or whatnot. And that particular day, listening to him speak, I knew I wanted to be on radio.
How about that?
So I had 3 things. I knew I wanted DJing, rap, and I knew I wanted to be on radio, you know. So
the inspiration.
That was it.
That's what it is, man. And been smiling ever since.
Smiling ever since because to this day, I love what I do. I love it with a passion. It's like the money's great. Let me say this. I would have never thought that hip hop would be my everything. But I mean, it would be my career. It would be, everything that my life is based on, from, my mortgage to my car note to everything, is all hip hop, And who would have thought that?
Who would have thought?
I remember coming home one day in school, and my mom talking to, that old, what you gonna do in life,
Absolutely.
That's
When I was younger, I used to want to be a judge. Don't ask me why. I wanted to be a judge. I wanted to get, I don't know. But anyway, I came on one day, and my mom was like, "What you gonna do?" I said, I'm gonna get paid off my talent. She was like, "What's your talent?" I said, "You'll see." And it's funny because now my mom's like my biggest fan now. My biggest fan. So it's like, it's cool to just know that, everything that I do, I paid my way through TSU, everything, DJing, And it's such a blessing, man. And so that's why music will always be in my heart. It'll always be my passion until I'm just ready to just walk away,
And the most important thing is that you get to smile every day doing what you love to do.
Man.
And that brings us to this portion of the show, which is sponsored by Smile Design Studios. Smile Design Studios, family and cosmetic dentistry, offers numerous treatments meant to maintain, heal, and customize your smile. If you're not sure what you need, don't worry. Dr. Ellis and her team are happy to meet with you to go over your patient history and goals and offer you professional recommendations. So let Smile Design Studios make you smile. Call us today at 281-969-7388 or check out our website at sdshouston.com to schedule your appointment today. All new patients receive a free gift and $50 off your first dental treatment. Smile Design Studios looks forward to providing excellent care for you and your family.
That's what it is, folks. Shout out to Smile Design Studios. GT,
Yes, sir.
talk a little bit about, you're in this industry now. You're living it. You're loving it. You're so enveloped by hip hop, and hip hop to some degree has enveloped you, right?
Right.
That's what it is. Talk about some of the producers and the artists that you've worked with or that you love to spin, things that you love to hear that maybe other people don't necessarily always are pulling at your coattails to play.
All right, well, you mentioned producers. One of my favorite producers of all time, and I don't know why a lot of the world don't know he's from Houston or Waller, Texas, but Premier is one.
Yeah.
I remember Premier used to working at Soundwaves Records and Tapes.
That's a throwback.
Yeah,
So
you're right there on same parking lot as where Carrington's is to this day. Used to be
Yeah.
Soundwaves Records and Tapes, and Premier used to work there. And then Premier also used to DJ a lot of times. She used to DJ like the Capitol parties at PVU, and you go there, you be like, yo, who is this dude cutting up in this party? Just like, yo, I'm like, oh, this DJ is mad. Used to be Premier, so it's like he was one of the far as producers, that I'm saying, that I first gravitated to. But it's a lot of producers, man, from Houston that I used to love to this day, like my man Mike B, man, from the Northside Trinity Garden Cartel. Mike B is so underrated. The brother's so talented, can play every instrument and whatever, can redo any song. You just, Mike, play this, and boom, just he played, Far as like the hip hop producers, when they got to the underground hip hop, like my boy Cypher, you changed the name out to Cypher Dizzle, but Cypher used to be, he was the first person I saw with a SP 1200, or EPS or whatever, EPS machine. My man Wiz used to live where I used to travel so far to go to Wiz house. Wiz is one of the dopest DJs to this day. Wiz lived way out I-10 in Normandy. He's the first one I saw with an SP12.
Wait, is that east or west?
That's east. That's like going towards Beaumont.
Okay.
Yeah,
Ooh.
right off
I used
of
to drive
I-10
away
in
from
Normandy.
Spring
You were
to
in
go to
Spring?
Wiz house. Yeah.
Oh, no.
610, and then
Yeah.
Beltway after
Yo.
that. Yeah, it's way out there.
So I want to pick your brain about this.
Uh-huh.
Do you recall about what year you moved out of New York?
Let's see. I'll get to it. Let's see. It had to be 19. It was 84. And you wanna know how I remember? And it's funny how I remember most of my life through music. I remember being on one of the visits, cause we drove down to U-Haul, but I remember going back for on the plane visits. I was on the first time I heard Run DMC's full length album or cassette was this white kid I was sitting next to on the plane, and he had a Walkman. Cause at the time, only the 12-inch was out, Suck MCs, and on the flip side, it's like that. And he had like the full length cassette. I was like, yo, and he let me hear. I'm listening to it, like, yo, this whole thing is rocking. And so that was 19 '84. I want to say, yeah, '84 when that CD came, that cassette came out.
Right.
Because
You
Raising
weren't
Hell
out
was in
yet.
'86. So yeah,
Yeah.
'84.
So with me getting here in 2002, I kind of saw Houston just start to take off. I remember moving here. I'll never forget it, and I tell the story the same way. There was this young kid in my complex, and he was like, yo, you don't know who, Lil Kiki and Slim Thug is? And I was like, who? I'm looking at this kid like he's crazy, and I was like, yo, forget that. What about like Mobb Deep and Black Moon? And he's like, what? So it helped me to kind of realize at that moment, like, who are the superstars to me may not be superstars down here.
Right.
And again, this is all before internet and everything, so music wasn't easily accessible. But when did you start to see things start to take a turn in Houston's hip-hop scene?
Well, I'm gonna tell you this, and I once again the evolution of hip hop. I wish they would interview me because I remember.
This is your moment. Like,
I'm telling
Yeah.
the story. So
Yeah.
back, like we said, the Rhinestone Wrangler. Go back to the Rhinestone. Now it's on the north side now, and I remember there used to be some apartments right next to it with a convenience store in between it, and me, my man Smooth G, and my cousin, we call ourselves cousin. Back then, everybody, yeah, that's my cousin. He wasn't really
I'm
my
still
cousin,
doing that.
but
Shout
yeah.
out to my wife.
Definitely
I'm still
Southern
claiming
thing.
Be
cousins.
love. So we used to be with Bushwick Bill right there in the alleyway drinking 40 ounces, right? And I swear it went like this. Like, it was like 1 week, we're in the alleyway drinking 40s. We do this every week. And it was like 2 weeks later, he's on tour. Mind Playing Tricks came out and it just said, Phew. I mean, I remember the first single, Car Freak. They talked about that on the Evolution of Hip Hop. It was the single that was rocking was the second single was called, I'm talking about the Ghetto Boys right now, and the second single was called Be Down. I'm like, yo, this Be Down that was the one, but it still didn't take off the way it should have. I swear, man, by the time they had the first album was Grip It on Another Level, and it was cool. It had this thing, it had this the Scarface single and all that. Mind Playing Tricks is when the whole world. It's like I remember going to New York that summer, and like my older cousin was like, yo, Scarface, Willie D. I'm like, yeah, I really know him. Yeah, it's a big deal to them.
Real life.
Yeah.
I was drinking a 40 with him last week.
Right, but this, I started realizing, yo, this is a big deal to them. I'm like,
Yeah.
yo, they've arrived,
Yeah.
Because I remember when that record came out, it was a really dope moment for the Ghetto Boys. Like everything stopped, and it was so different than listening to like a Big Daddy Kane record or a LL Cool J record. It was the first thing that we can identify outside of the tri-state area. Like, yo, this is different and kind of dope at the same time.
Right.
Yeah.
And see, and back then with me, I always tried to bridge the gap. And what I meant by that, I always I'm originally from New York, so of course hip hop is embedded in me.
Yeah.
So I was all about the lyrics and the beats, but then I'm living in Houston now long enough to where I'm a Houstonian. So I like this now. I like the whole culture when I like everything is what it's about. So it's like I always tell people living in Houston, and back then, especially being a DJ, Houston DJs are some of the greatest DJs in the world. I'm gonna tell you why. Because we have to be well versed with everything that was coming out of the East,
Yeah.
everything that was coming out of California, everything that was coming out of Miami. Then we still had to be well versed with reggae, because reggae was so big in Houston because you had 2 nights out the week where you had a live broadcast, Jamaica that was on the radio.
Yeah,
So it made reggae in Houston. It made that scene big. So in order to be a good DJ, you had to keep up with all of this. So I used to always want to bridge that gap. So that's how I even had a hip hop night, me and my man Cypher, called The Bridge. That's what it was based on.
Nice.
Like, yo,
Oh,
we
that's dope.
gonna bridge all of this together. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you're gonna hear some Mobb Deep, but you're gonna hear some Gangsta Nip. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna hear, and then we were bringing all these shows. So like we brought Master P in concert. We brought Black Moon in concert. I know I brought Raz Kaz in concert. I brought anybody you can name in hip hop. I brought them up until my first failure, which ended up being my success, was we actually booked Wu-Tang, right? And yeah, we booked Wu-Tang. I'm gonna tell you the story. I met Wu-Tang off the strength of the first single, "Protect Your Neck."
Yeah.
In Washington D.C. at New Music Seminar. I'm talking to this dude. It's like, yo, my name Mook. I managed this group named Wu-Tang. He gave me the record, whatever. He gave me his card. Okay, cool. Fast forward, I was in New York a couple weeks later, so I hit him up. He like, yo, we just doing a signing party. We just got signed, a lot of records, and it was in Long Island. So me and my man,
That's where I'm from.
D-Rec from Houston, he was at the time, but we went out there, so we caught the ferry, we go to Long Island.
You mean Staten Island?
Staten Island, yeah, my bad, Staten, I'm sure, other island. So anyway, so we get off the ferry, and we get to the block. First person we meet walking to the show is Raekwon, all right? So we go to the show. I got to connect with him now, so now the album's out there blowing up. So we book him, right? And everything was good. And for some reason, they didn't show up, which I know the reason. They had a show maybe 6 months prior back at the same club that became the Palladium and the Rhinestone.
Okay.
Where they were on stage performing, and something happened, and they got ran off the stage. So I guess they was feeling some type of remorse from that. They thought it was probably going to happen again, or probably thought it was set up. I don't know. But anyway, I had a packed house. I had people come all the way from Austin and Dallas and everything, packed house, and they didn't show up. And that was like my first backlash in hip hop. You know?
Damn.
Booking
How
me-
did you handle it then?
Man,
night,
that went on. It was like it was an empty feeling having to come on stage and tell people like, yo. And I had my people at the airport, like they waited. Cause we kept calling like, yo, we're on the next flight. It got to the point where the last flight came.
They could have just been like, nah, we ain't coming.
Right. No.
And the last flight came, and my man was like, yo, they ain't here. I had to come on stage, tell people like,
Oh, God.
And then it was one of those situations like, we're gonna reschedule.
Yeah.
And we tried to reschedule, and it never worked out. So it took me about 6 months to recover from that. Then after that, I bounced back. At my bounce back show, I came back, like I said, I did Master Ace, and by this point, I was in a group called Psycho Ward. So we ended up opening up for Craig Mack and Biggie. They was on the Big Flavor tour.
Fire.
Open up for them, and I never forget it. I never forget Biggie on stage toy. Yo, Harv PF, which was the A&R Bad Boy.
Yeah.
He was there like, yo, Harv PF, I like these niggas. We need to sign these niggas. Yo, you need to be them Bad Boy. And from that point on, I started doing my dream stuff now. Like I started
that's so good.
I was going around, cause back then I could freestyle my ass off. So I was like, I remember opening up for the Fugees twice. One time at Studio 59, one time at Jamaica. No, Wyclef alone at Jamaica. One time at the Fugees, Studio 59. Brought me and my man DA, who promotes all the shows now, Arena Theater. Back then we brought KRS-One.
Nice.
That was one of my greatest moments ever, because I'm tell you why. People always ask me why. I know my hip hop moments as a rapper, and I know my hip hop moments as a DJ. So as a rapper, this was one of my hip hop moments. I never forget it because it was the day after Biggie got killed. I remember it was during the SWAC tournament. We was in Dallas the night he got killed. I remember coming back from the party. I'm in the shower, and it comes on the radio. I'm screaming like, yo. Telling everybody in the room, yo, Big got shot, whatever. So anyway, we get back the next day. The show's on a Sunday. Right, you say I met you at Club 713, right?
Yes, sir.
The show is a club right across the street from 713. I forgot what it was called. You know where the Valero is right now? It used to be a club back in that corner right there.
I missed that.
Right there. All right, so the show's on a Sunday, KRS-One. When we get there, every news outlet, CNN, ABC, CBS, they're all there to interview KRS-One about Biggie getting shot and killed.
Man.
Wow.
So it made the show larger than life, right?
Yeah.
All right, so the club is packed. KRS-One's doing, and this was still under the name that we used to call The Bridge.
Right.
So he comes on stage. First song he does, The Bridge is over. The Bridge is over. Yeah. And like the energy of the room is just and so I'm like, yo, I'm hyped, right? Like all the hip hop in me is just, yo, I'm hyped. So at some point in his show, yo, can anybody hear freestyle? So I don't know what happened. It's like 3-4 brothers came up, and for some reason, with all the dope MCs in Houston that I know from my personal clique to just around the city, well, for some reason, the first 3 or 4 that came up was just it was terrible. It was like
Bad representation.
So me, I'm like, I couldn't take it. I'm like, I know I'm the promoter, but can I cuss?
Of course.
I know I'm the promoter. I'm like, yo, fuck that. I go out there, I get the mic, and I'm freestyle. I just go at it. Boom, boom, I'm going at it, right? Boom. Everything goes well. And so now me and him are walking off the stage, and he grabs me, and he whispers in my ear. He like, yo, you got mad skills, son. And at that point,
that's big up.
I could have retired.
Yo,
Go through the
I was done.
That's
I was
awesome.
like, yo,
Sis.
Blastmaster KRS-One told me I got skills. I can retire at this point. I don't have to do another day of anything in hip hop, and I'll be good.
Yo,
So let me hit you with this one.
Okay.
Shout out to my man Brad in the comments. He said, "Bring Visions back." Why would he say that?
Man, because Vision was the club Vision, and I was calculating. That's what 10 years ago. 10 years ago.
Yeah.
About 10, 11.
Let me tell you, Vision was the
In
only
Marquis.
club that during the milkshake days, Vision was the only club where you didn't need a host. But everybody showed up from around the country, and everybody knew around the country, like, yo, you go to Houston, go to the spot named Friday or Saturdays, Vision. And Vision, all right, so now at this point, and then the owners of Vision, which my man DeAndre Bird, you know what I'm saying? He's, in Arizona now doing the bid. But him and Bowie at the time.
Shout out to all our niggas locked down.
Locked down. Hey, much love to y'all. And they were the first one to have the balls to be like, yo, like, He when he came from Maryland. He like, yeah, I was DJing the Steve Francis part. I'll never forget it. And all of a sudden, this chubby Jamaican dude come poking me in my side. Yo, you gonna be my DJ? You gonna be my DJ? I'm like, okay, whatever, yo.
Stop poking me.
Yeah, just stop poking me though.
What's going
And
on?
so I'm DJing Vision now, and that's when I became the man in Houston as a DJ. And they were the first ones to take me out, like Memorial Weekend in Miami,
Oh, nice.
in Vegas or whatnot. And that's when I became an international DJ. That's when I started DJing alongside Biz Markie, along with Dougie Fresh and whatnot. And I remember I said I was gonna tell you about my DJ moment.
Yeah.
So my DJ moment came so when All Star was here, Vision they did a tent. They did this big. I'm trying to imagine. I'm thinking, okay, we're gonna do a tent. Okay,
I remember that year.
Yo,
that was
it
like
wasn't
what?
no regular tent. It was a
2000.
2-story tent.
2006. February. Yeah.
2-story tent with VIP sections and blah 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 blah. And I never forget it because I came on. Biz Markie did a set, and he had to go in the club, and I came on, and I was like, yo, it's just packed. People from all over the country. A lot of DC people in New York, and I'm like, yo, I know y'all never heard of me. My name was DJ GT. I said, whatever. I said, but by the time the end of the night, y'all gonna remember my name. And I remember my first record.
Love it.
My first record was I'm the realest nigga in it, Young Jeezy. Y'all already know. And I just start seeing the energy of the room do this. And so about an hour and a half into my set, Dougie Fresh comes to the stage, and he's like, yo, this is exact words. My brother got on video, so I'm gonna have to get that copy. He's like, yo, I know a real Don when I see one. I know a fake Don when I see one. He say, and you, my brother, are the truth. He say, would you allow me to rock with you? And I stopped him right there. I said, I stopped him right there. I said, yo, I said, and mind you, back then I'm drinking. So when I was drinking, I said, whatever. Yo, I said, nigga, let me stop you right there. I said, first of all, if it wasn't for people like you and her, because Spinderella was on stage, I said, well, people like you and her, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing right now. I said, so it would be my pleasure for you to rock me. And he gets on the mic, and he does the original, I'm the original Boom Bap Dougie Fresh, the whole thing.
Oh, no.
And
Fire.
GT, and I don't even remember what the record was I dropped, but all I know is whatever I dropped it, the party was at a 10, now it's at a 25 now. That shit blew the roof off. It was a wrap, and that was my DJ. That's my DJ
Bruh,
moment right
that shit,
Wow,
that
that's so
moment right
dope.
there is probably one of that moment in itself can skyrocket a career. Talking about international, I'm talking
Absolutely.
global
Yeah.
audience, because
Right.
that type of marketing from a Biz Markie,
Right.
that shit is crazy. And speaking of marketing, this particular show is sponsored
Man, I love these
by
segments.
us at the Sphere. So, are you starting your business or looking for a place to advertise? Do you have a need to reach out to thousands of businesses across the world to build your brand or sell your product? If so, get your product placement and advertising needs handled right here at the Sphere. We offer a wide variety of content delivery platforms, including iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, YouTube, and Stitcher. Plus, we have a vast demographic reach within the United States, as well as modern countries across the globe. Our enriched content and inspiring dialogue, coupled with your strategic ad, is surely to hit the mark every time. Call us today at area code 832-772-7789 or send an email over to advertise@thesphere.tv.
Fire.
And we're back.
Word up.
Word the fuck up. So, man, and I know we're getting pressed for time, but I want to make sure we talk a little bit about what's popping today and the future of hip hop, right? One of the things that irks me a little bit is those who are in control of the masses and what people hear, what's being fed out into society. Talk a little bit about the responsibility of terrestrial radio and DJs when it comes to what people now consider to be hip hop.
Well, here's the thing. And I have what I call a test group every day. And my test group is my 13-year-old son that I pick up from high school every day. He's a freshman in high school.
Buddy.
Pick him up every day, right? My son grew up around me. So whatever I'm listening to in the car, he was listening to. His mom listened to a lot of old school, whatever. And just the other day, I'm asking my son to know anything about my son. He got moved up a grade. He's just turned 13 in ninth grade. And I'm asking him the other day, like, yo, who's your favorite artist? Who's your favorite rapper right now? And he said, Chief Keef. And
This was now?
yeah, this was just a few days ago.
Damn.
And
Hurt
look,
my heart.
Nice.
yo,
better than Lil Yachty.
You know, I got
but-
to battle with my son too.
yeah,
So.
I have to tell this in order to answer your question. And I'm blown away. I'm like, yo, my son is a straight A athletic nerd, basically. He's a straight A athletic nerd. He ain't never lived no type of not a
Street life.
hood day, street light in his life. And I'm like, Chief Keef. But I couldn't even be mad because here's the thing. What we play is directly fueled from what they're listening to from YouTube, Spotify, and all these other SoundCloud and all these other different mediums. So it's not like okay, it's like all right. I had a man, my dude in the industry called me the other day. I was like, yo, I'm working this record, you know, can you bring it to your mix show meeting? I'm like, dude, we don't have no mix show meetings no more. Damn, that's the thing of the past.
There used to be mixed show meetings?
Yeah, we used to mix. I mean, we used to meet once a week.
Well, like the directors?
No, well, all the directors used to have a conference call every week. All the mix show directors, you know what I'm saying? And then like all the DJs, like at station, we used to meet once a week, and we bring records to the table and we vote what we think should be, you know, what we should be playing.
Ain't that
That don't happen no more because now, with the aid of technology, now you can just go on Shazam and see what the top 20 records that's being Shazam in Houston. See what the top records, 20 records being Shazam in Atlanta, in New York, wherever. I remember I was DJing in Panama two years ago, and I just wanted wherever I go, I want to be able to. I know I'm there, but I still want to hit you with whatever's hot for you right now.
Right.
And I Shazammed in Panama. I'm like, okay, boom, download these 5. And it made me look like a genius. But I do that everywhere I go. But anyway, it's the fact that you can do that.
Yeah.
That's
And-
the secret, y'all.
And
That
that's what
is.
fuels,
I ain't heard no one say
that's
that.
what fuels what we're playing.
Yeah.
So it's not like I used to kind of feel like, yo, we're, you know, when I say we're, I mean the industry is fueling this sort of music or this type of thing. It's really fueling itself.
Yeah.
And so like I watched the documentary on Lil Yachty, right?
Yeah.
Lil Yachty's father was big in the industry. You know what I'm saying? He used to hang with the Dungeon family and whatnot.
I
Right?
didn't know that.
He's a hip hop historian. And Yachty was telling his parents, like, yo, he was just making music in his room. He like, I'm blowing up. All these artists are calling me. They're like, well, whatever. They don't know what he's doing in his room.
Yeah.
And he like, nah. It wasn't until he started showing them, like, no, look, this ASAP Rocky texted me this morning. Such and such hit me like they want to do a song with me.
Oh,
And that's
so
when they
dope.
started believing him.
Wow.
So
And he
this
still
dude
makes music like he's sitting
Yeah.
in this room.
And
by
this
the way.
dude actually went.
He has not broke the formula.
Dude went doing millions of streams and downloads out of his bedroom. So you want to be relevant as a radio station. Who are you not to play this guy that all these people are
Right here.
streaming?
Yeah.
And that's what's happening. So it's not that the industry is pushing this music. This is what people are gravitating to. So that's why I start talking more and more to millennials and more to young people. Like, yo, who do you like? Why do you like them? What is it
Yeah.
about them that you like?
Yeah.
And I started realizing they like people who is sort of a representation of them,
or their
themselves.
friends. Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's exactly how the XXL freshman cover turns out, because a lot of people get angry every year, like, why are these artists on there? But it's fueled exactly the way that you just said it.
Yeah.
I mean, do you have moments where you can just play something that you exclusively like and throw it in the mix?
Every now and then I'll be like, yo, you know what? I'm just gonna have to get in trouble for this one, and I do it. And I can name a few records that I know I personally say, you know what, this ain't on the list. I'm just gonna take a risk. Let me see. Within the past 2 years, like the first two Luke Nasty singles.
Oh yeah.
Like I knew based just on the sample alone, the way he put it together. So this is a hit.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I just played it.
And I was like, yo, you know what? He rocked that sample.
Yeah.
I'm
like,
rock
yo,
with this.
And I just played it. I was like, didn't nobody tell me nothing, and it worked. It turned out being a hit, so I look good. Then the Colonel Lau record, in California.
That's a good record too.
When I heard it, I said,
that's a good record.
This is a hit.
Yeah.
This is a hit. Yeah, y'all just gonna have to trust me in this. Took 2 weeks, it was a hit. You know, but every now and then you just have to take the risk when you hear a record that you feel like it's pure, it's authentic.
Cause look, man, I'm gonna keep it 100. You know, I look at DJs like yourself or like DJ Envy, and I be like, yo, you guys are the authority. Like y'all are the excuse me. Y'all are the gatekeepers at the end of the day. Do you truly enjoy playing these records? Like, you know, a little Yachty or something like that. You know, or is it just politics as usual and you doing what you got to do?
Man, with me, of course I don't like every record that I play. Of course not. You be lying to yourself as a human if you said that. As a DJ, I'll be lying. You know what I'm saying? Records like that, how I look at it as 2 minutes of my life. That
Justification.
I sacrifice 2 minutes of my life, and whether I'm on the radio or in the club, I already know whatever I come back with is gonna slap you in the face, and you gonna forget about those 2 minutes.
Well, this is one of my favorite questions to ask: is what is the oddest request that you have received DJing? Something that you probably had to dig through the crates or go through your list and find.
Artist requests, an obscure artist request. I can't think of nothing off the wall because for the most part, when I'm DJing, people trust me.
Yeah.
You know? So I don't really get nothing too obscure. You know, I think DJs who don't have a track record may get those more than me, but for the most part, if you come to a party that you know I'm DJing, you trust me.
I would say there's a level of trust.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You trust me. Like, I like when I actually like, and it's mostly always women. 99% of the time, I was on the
Dudes, we not asking.
Right,
we ain't asking
but
shit.
But women, they want to come ask for.
We do like that.
What's the hardest record right now? What's the hottest record?
Oh shit,
Cardi.
I was gonna go
Cardi.
Dave East.
Yeah.
Anything Cardi B.
Nah, from women it's Cardi B. Can
Yeah.
you play
Yeah,
that
really?
Cardi B?
So what's your favorite Cardi B record right now?
Right now,
Yeah.
I like her new single "Money."
Okay, all right, cool. All right, so that could be the hottest record in the country, and she'll still come to the booth. You gonna play Cardi B Money? And I just give him this look like, nah, I ain't got it. Come on, I'm not gonna play the hottest record in the country. Why would you even ask that? You know, that don't even make sense to me.
Because I don't know, you got it. And speaking
on.
of gotten it, you got to learn how to keep it once you got it also. So this portion of the show is sponsored by Houston Housewives of Finance. Did you know that only 4 states in the United States offer financial education? 33% don't pay their bills on time. 39% of Americans carry credit card debt from month to month. And 39% of adults say they don't have enough in savings. Don't become one of these statistics. Let Houston Housewives of Finance advise you on increasing your cash flow and becoming your own money manager by scheduling your complimentary personal financial strategy. Contact Houston Housewives of Finance today at 1-844-700-4463. Or you can email at info@houstonhousewivesoffinance.com. Ask us how you can participate in a complimentary financial literacy workshops near you. Houston Housewives of Finance are the new faces of the new age of financial services.
Yes, indeed. Cha-ching, folks. GT Mayne in the building. Respect
Yes,
the DJ
sir.
series. Last question of the day, because we know we've got to wrap this up, and we've got to have a part 2, man, because you've got
have
some
to.
hell of a
Yeah,
stories.
for
I
real,
have
man.
a lot of
Yeah,
questions.
yeah.
And I got them
But-
for days.
But something that we always want to have a conversation about, something we always want to know, especially from a DJ, someone who is, as Reem mentioned, a gatekeeper when it comes to this hip hop culture. Give us your top 5 dead or alive.
Top 5 dead or alive
Yeah.
MCs.
Yes.
All right, let's start with Rakim,
Yep.
Fire.
Biggie.
Mhm.
Rakim, Biggie, Nas,
Ooh.
Tupac,
Okay.
Okay.
and the fifth. It's always I always struggle with the fifth because there's so many that I want to put in the
Yes.
number
You got
5
honorable
slot.
Yes.
mentions.
Yeah, so you're right. I know you're right. I do because like I love Scarface, you
Yeah.
know, and then I still want to have Big Daddy Kane in there, you know,
Absolutely.
and then I still want to
It's hard
have
not to.
Karis one in there. So
Absolutely.
5 is always.
It's hard not
But
to.
those 4 are solidified. But so 5 always troubles me. So, but if I just had to pick one
I had to pick one.
For
I-
today.
for today, if I had to pick one, because my life is based 50-50, I had to go with Scarface.
Okay.
There it is.
I like
Face
it.
mob.
I like it.
Face mob in the business. Respect the DJ series, DJ GT, man. What's up, brother? We appreciate you for coming on That Boom Bap. Please,
Yes.
for everybody who's tuned in right now, let them know where they can reach you if they want to get a goddamn mix, if they want to find your latest venue that you're performing at, that you got a residency at. Where can they
Right.
get with you
Plug,
at?
plug.
Man, the best thing that I always tell people the best thing is follow me on Instagram, GT Mayne, GTMAYNE, because I post everything. I do a lot of stuff. Let's say locally, you know, like as soon as I leave the show, I got to be at Prospect Park. I do Prospect Park every Thursday, 8 to 12, right here in Fountview. Fridays, I do the address. Then I do it after hours after that. Saturdays, I float on Saturdays. And then Sundays, I'm back at Prospect Park in the afternoon. But I do a lot of stuff out of town. I do like a lot of trips. I do
That's
this.
good.
I do this one trip called Wanna Play Getaway. When they first brought me on, that's when you heard me talk about Panama. The first year was a DJ in Panama. Then the second year was in Aruba. This year, believe it or not, was in Greece, and I missed it because my son was playing in the World Series in Dallas.
Oh, that's what's up.
But I had to miss it. And next year it's in Dubai. So that's
Nice.
just one of that's just
Be
one
fire.
of the
Listen,
group-
can I carry the records? If I get my flight,
Yeah.
I carry your
Yeah, what
records.
month in Dubai? 'Cause I'm busy
What
Dubai.
month?
It's,
We'll
it's
be
in
there.
July. If you go on
Damn, I'm
Facebook,
in October.
their Want to Play Getaway is the group, and then I do this. I do Urban Ski Fest that's coming up in
Okay.
January in Gatlinburg, Tennessee.
Nice.
I do that every year. I do Memorial Weekend. I do a lot. I did past week. I did Jamaica. You know, so I used to be in Puerto Rico every year, but I did Jamaica for the 10-year anniversary. So I do a lot of these trips that I always encourage Houston people to follow me on because it's like some of the best times that
Absolutely.
you have because you partying with people from all these other different cities, and then you have your own representation that's
Yeah.
rocking them.
Right.
And people always never expect whoever the DJ from Houston to come kill it. You know, they always looking at
Well, they
whoever's
better recognize.
the New York
DC
DJ
or
the
Chicago.
Atlanta
Mhm.
DJs, and then Mr. Humble come on, and I'm
And destroy that shit.
Beep, like, yo, where you from? Houston, nah, for real.
Yeah. That's what we do.
Well, that Boom Bap cast has to join one of these.
Yeah, we
No
need
doubt.
to make a trip. We
Yeah.
should definitely do that
And
shit,
that's why I
man.
have
For real.
so much passion about our Respect the DJ series because we
It's
put
important.
on for the city of Houston by bringing Houston DJs up here to the forefront,
No doubt.
allowing them to tell their story and to also explain to them, you know, what this game means to them, what the music means to them, and where it's taking them. So we definitely appreciate you, man.
And one of these Boom Bap sessions I'm gonna bring because he talked to me, he was like, yo, GT, whenever you have a chance, whenever I could. Steve Fournier is somebody I need to interview. Steve Fournier is the godfather of Houston rap. White dude, but back then, if you go back on everybody's record from the 80s all the way to the mid 90s up into 2000, read the credits. When they get to the Houston, it's always gonna say Steve Fournier because he broke so many records out here in the clubs and whatnot. And I spoke to him recently. He was like, "Yeah, I love to tell my stories." He's on the evolution of hip hop.
Okay.
The one white guy that interview him, and he
I'm gonna go watch
has
that tonight.
some great,
Yeah.
great story. Like
plugged that.
he has the story about when Jay Prince first drove up to him and gave him the Car Freak record, the first
Wow.
Rap A Lot record. You know what I'm saying? So
All right, we'll talk offline about getting that
No
connect.
doubt.
Yeah, absolutely.
that'd
That'd
be
be dope,
fire, fire. Layla E, my
Yes.
love. Let people know where they can reach you at, my dear.
Well, nothing has changed yet. I'm trying to get more creative with my names, but we'll just stick with Layla_E1 on IG, Layla_E on Twitter, as well as Snapchat. And also join my Facebook group, Layla_E, where we talk all things hip hop. And again, remember, I still have my international segments every month. So I am interested in any artist that you think is dope that I can research and bring up to everybody else. So don't forget to sign up to the Facebook group, Layla_E.
There it is. And of course, International Ream Supreme.
Eight.
Yo, before I get out of here, shout out to my daughter Kiara. She turns 20 today.
Happy
Happy
birthday.
Very special
Birthday.
birthday. Very special day for me. Changed my life forever. Shout out to my little man Kareem. He'll be 8 tomorrow.
Oh, wow. What's up,
happy
man?
birthday.
So
All
Scorpios,
Scorpios?
real heavy.
This some
Scorpio
shit.
Real heavy.
season.
Stay away from that house. Emotions everywhere. Emotions make
Stay
you
away
cry
from this
sometimes.
podcast. We all Scorpios.
Yeah.
Same bat time, bat channels. Instagram is Kareem.Sean, SHON. Twitter is at Ream Boom Bap. Holla at me, I holla back.
There it is. And of course, good people, if y'all need to reach me anywhere online, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, at G Hawkins. That's G Hawkins with the Z. Might find me on Pornhub.com, Ashley Madison, all that shit. Make sure you reach out to me. And if you got any questions about what we do here on the show, shoot us an email, boombap@thesphere.tv, or hit us across social media platforms at TheSphere.tv. Use our coveted hashtag, That Boom Bap, and we'll damn show get back with you. And if you don't remember anything else about this show, remember this: rap,
Minus.
lies,
Equals.
hip
hip
hop.
hop.
Yes,
And
sir.
that's That Boom,
Boom
Bap.
Bap.
We'll see y'all next time.
Respected
Oh.
DJ series.